We're all here in studio. My first guest I have with me, Mike Disrud, and he is the owner of Pavers and More. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. This is not your first rodeo with being on radio or anything like that. You've been on a lot of stuff. Let's talk about you a little bit.
Well, first off, thanks for having me on your show, Carol. And what we do is paver installations. I've been in the landscape industry since 1989. We've just focused since 2014 on paver installation only. So that's what we work on now. We're licensed, bonded, insured, have multiple crews. We do any jobs starting at 650 square foot and up.
Now, I want to talk about pavers, because you said you want to come on and talk a lot about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot to talk about when it comes involved with this. You would not think so, but there is.
Yes.
Now, first I want to get some information about you. First of all, one of the things that you said before you came on when I asked you, are you licensed, bonded, and insured, you said absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And you said not only am I am, and I'm proud of it, because there's a good reason for that. I want to talk about that a little tiny bit. I think it's important for people to hear.
The majority of people out there doing this industry are not licensed and do not have insurance, and without the license and the insurance and everything that goes with it, you have no recourse. If you give someone money and they decide to keep your money, you have no recourse. With a licensed contractor, no matter what happens, once you have that contract, you can always bring it to the Register of Contractors and you can get your money back.
Right. Now, we're live on Facebook, so hello, that's my hand. Hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little while here. Now, when you do your work, you said that you are all of the valley except for Maricopa.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Go that far.
And but when you work with people, you do so many different things. Let's talk about what materials are involved with pavers and what goes on. How does it work?
Okay, well, start off with is the consultation with the customer, and the most critical thing with all the paver installations is drainage and making sure the grading is correct, keeping water away from the house and sending it in the direction the yard is graded to run. All homes that are sold are graded correctly, or they're not able to be sold. It's a city ordinance, they look at it. So when you go to a new home, or even an existing one, it is set up right. Unless something has been done after the fact to mess up the drainage, it is already pretty much
What
set.
about trees and their roots? That just mess up a lot of ground, doesn't it?
Yes, it can, but I run into that occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the roots that would be on the top, and that's because the watering systems generally aren't set up right here. It should be deep watered. The top roots can be cut.
Come on up to the mic. Go ahead.
The top roots can be cut off and they don't have any effect on the plants. So if you're having an issue with that, we take care of that. We can cut that out. It's about the grade. We always put a base of quarter minus granite. We don't do a base of sand. The quarter minus compacts a lot harder. Everything gets compacted with plate vibrator, screeded, compacted, and compacted again, and then all of it gets laid out. Then all the pavers on the edges are all set up. It's always picture framed in the larger paver. They're all cemented down, and then we put sand on it and plate vibrate it one more time, and it is there forever.
I want to talk about pavers, how nice they are and how you can make them look. And it's actually, what's the difference between using, why do you like pavers so much?
Pavers are just the most cost-effective way to beautify your home now. Back in the day, I used to buy flagstone by the semi-full from Heber, and we did nothing but flagstone all day long and got nothing but complaints because flagstone's a natural product and it falls apart. Mm-hmm. So that is so expensive now that nobody does it anymore, and it's out of style. And all the pavers are manufactured here in the valley, which keeps the cost relatively lower than any other material. And the pavers are a 6,000 psi product, where your average house is probably sitting on 2,500 to 3,000 psi concrete. So they're a quality product that's going to last forever.
Now, the phone number to call them is 602-550-0005. His website is Pavers, and it's all spelled out, and more, LLC.com. He's licensed, bonded, and insured. He's been doing this kind of work since 1989.
Yep.
And he's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He does free estimates, in-home estimates, valley-wide except for Maricopa. Again, that number is 602-550-0005. Now, I know it's raining. and you might not be thinking about it right now for today, but guess what? This is the kind of thing, write it down, have them come in and do a free estimate.
Yes.
And, let's beautify your homes. And, we're staying in them more so than ever, right?
Yes.
So let's make them beautiful. And you said it's so cost effective.
Yes, as far as doing anything else, it's going to last. The biggest thing is the quality. They last forever. And because they are made here in Phoenix, there's no shipping costs on it.
Are there different colors?
Oh, there's multiple colors. We also do different products. We do travertine, we do porcelain, we do slate. We do all different types of pavers, and they vary in price, of course. And we do a lot of artistic paver, which is extremely nice. You find that at all high-end hotels and stuff. So we can do pretty much anything. We've done parking lots. We do huge driveways. Just did the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals house. That's like 8,000 foot. We do I've done 16, 15, 12,000 foot parking lots in Scottsdale.
Do you do both residential then and commercial?
Pretty much residential.
Mostly
I stay away
residential.
from commercial.
Okay.
I work for custom builders. We were starting a 4,200 foot job this morning for a custom builder, but the rain changed that.
That's okay. You're here anyway and
Yes.
talking about what you do. And you've been listening. You're a listener that
Yes.
listens to my show. Thank you for that. The number to call, 602-550-0005. It's Pavers with an S and is all spelled out. More, LLC.com. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Valley-wide except for Maricopa. And he does free in-home estimates. And most important that he really wants to get for people to understand about him, what makes you different the most, obviously your experience, but that you are licensed, bonded,
We're
and
legitimate.
let's talk about that.
Well, there's so many people in this valley because it's a low entrance type of business because there's so many people with just a pickup truck that are out selling it to anybody for any price. And if it's too inexpensive, they're taking their people's money and they're not coming back.
Well,
And the people are left hanging because I do jobs for those people all the time that gave someone a ridiculously low amount of money for a really big job and then they never come back.
It's really sad out there because people can get burned. They can.
Yes.
But I think that's what I love about my show the most is I get to hear someone like you who's legit, been around for a very long time, and A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, licensed, bonded, and insured. It's really important that you know that when you're working with someone that you can trust that person. Again, that phone number is 602-550-0005. Right now, the Christmas holidays are around the corner. You're going to maybe get some money, maybe. But also tax season, I might get a tax return. What a great time to be coming on. A lot of times, you want to do something for yourself. Beautify your home at a very affordable cost. And you say, on your website, do you have pictures and things like that?
Lots of pictures all over there, all over Google, Home Advisor, Yelp.
You're
everywhere.
Yeah, you've been on everything. You've been on a lot of shows and also radio and television that you've done that as well. Check him out on his website. It is Pavers, and it's all spelled out, and more, LLC.com. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit further about some of the other things that you can do. It's the time of year, too, where we thinking about what you could do for your home to make it pretty. I know it's got to be a fast turnaround. What is the turnaround time with you?
Honestly, 3 to 4 weeks out always.
Give him a call. Let's get ready for the next year. The number is 602-550-0005. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you.
Are you liking it?
Oh,
Okay, cool. So
your
we're going to stay
12:30 guest
talking.
is here.
Okay, good. He can come in as long as he turns off his phone. So we're still live on Facebook, so you can still talk a little bit because of those people out there that are still sort of watching us right now. And so for
I don't know
you,
where he went, but he's here somewhere.
okay. So
I have an idea where he went.
so for you, I want to ask you a couple different things. Ours for your Google search and all that kind of stuff. 5-star rated everywhere?
No.
Okay.
I've done too much work. I've done over 500,000 foot of these things.
I'm okay. So I just wanted to ask if I would have repeated it if that was. It doesn't really matter. Also, I wanted to ask you on your pavers, when you do them, and you said, can you describe some of the designs that you can do?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that too. Hi, Tom. How are you?
It's full.
You can go ahead and, sorry, thanks. You can sit back there. Are you okay with being in here right now? Are you
Are
okay?
you guys gonna do tricks or something? Or?
Well, just being on my show is a trick. So,
No, that's fine.
okay, have a seat right there. Just make sure your phone is on off or silent, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We are live on Facebook right now, so just stay off your phone for me while we're in the room, okay?
Oh, okay.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
we'll
much.
discuss patterns and that.
Yeah.
And I'll actually, next time too, I'll bring up my, I forgot.
Yes,
the
that would be
iPad
so
with all the
great
pictures
because
that you, so
that
you
would
can
be
see
great
them,
because
too.
it's visual. Yes.
Oh yeah, maybe I can even sit on this, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, you can. Absolutely.
And another thing I'm gonna be going to is I'm supposed to be doing it today, but because of the rain, we didn't start the job and the guy who's gonna do it got COVID. I'm gonna be doing time-lapse videos.
Oh.
And I know about internet marketing before, so I'm gonna push that. And what the goal of this show is I wanna have a new video every week
Oh, that'd be so
to promote
cool.
on your show.
Oh, that would be neat.
And start to drive a group of
sounds
people
neat.
there so people look forward
Yeah.
to seeing what's the next project.
That sounds cool. That's
At
a
the
great thing to
YouTube
do.
channel, which can connect to your
Absolutely.
thing to,
I'll tell you what my thought is afterwards. I just
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
thought about
yeah.
something. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go back on live, okay? See, so it's pretty simple, right? It's pretty simple.
So far.
You haven't gone on. Don't worry, it's easy. So these are all the ads that you hear, the ads that I have. This is one of them. We'll be making yours. I offer all sorts of stuff, but and everything I do is people's choices and stuff like that. It just makes your show even more
There's
so,
no
more
better
so.
deal than this. I've
16,
done
30-second
everything for 30
commercials for our
years.
$200, so it's super, super affordable to do.
Yeah.
This is Doc. This is the longest running, one of the longest guests. Doc from If Not a One.
Yeah.
10 years.
Wow.
Does he have that little? Where's his office at? I think is it you? Is that
Oh,
like
no,
a-
he's up on, I want to say sort of Peoria, almost Peoria,
Oh,
I
okay.
think. Not close.
Oh.
I don't remember. And he's franchising. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Mike Disrud. He's the owner of Pavers and More. Did you know that there's a lot to talk about when it comes to pavers? More than anything, when it comes to talking about someone who does like this type of work, you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that you can trust, that it is reliable, that has been around, that's a real company, and that's what you are. And legit. He said it's legit. And that's what it's really important. You've been around since 1989, and you've had done a lot of different work around here. One of the things that we were talking about during the break was the types of designs that you can do for with pavers. What can you do with them?
We can do all types of different designs. There's 5 different sizes with your standard pavers, so we can go anywhere from a 2-piece to a 5-piece random. You can do circle kits, do circles. We can do a 3-piece random, 4-piece random, 5-piece random, a K pattern, a herringbone. Herringbone's my favorite.
That sounds cool. Can you interlock colors? I said interlock.
Yes.
Can you interchange is what I was going to say. Can
Yes.
you make different colors and
Yes.
things like that? So it's not only a pattern, but the colors are different too?
All the pavers are multiple color, honestly. Like, so for example, a Phoenix paver territorial is of the brown tones, so it's going to be all tones of brown. Unless some Ackerstone pavers are more of a solid color, but the majority of every brand, no matter which manufacturer, there's shades, different shades. So right now, slate, gray, depending on the manufacturer.
It's got to be stunning, actually.
Oh, it is. And we do that with like a black border and stuff. And so we use different colors to get contrast that way and stuff. And then we use other materials that are more high end too, and they look really nice.
Because you're adding more to it, enhancing it as well.
Yes.
You know, I was thinking about this when I was young, and I guess maybe there might be a lot of people out there that are listening to this station that might relate to this. We used to use pavers to like put our televisions on them when we got into our first apartment.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember all of that? Now they're back, but they're back better than before, ever, right?
Yes, they're just indestructible, basically. 6,000 psi. When you put those down, they're there for good.
And guess what? They're affordable. They're more affordable than anything, and they
Yes,
can
ma'am.
probably be even more beautiful.
Well, they actually enhance, and you'll even see right now most of the builders are offering, if not doing exclusively, doing pavers for the driveways and the walkways, but they're sticking it to the people
Now-
to do that. So that's why it's good for someone like us. We come in way below the builders.
Now, his phone number to call direct at 602-550-0005. He does free estimates for people. Come in, we're going to talk a little bit about that. What's that?
The minimum.
The minimum is, the minimum. He wants me to tell you the minimum. The minimum is, first of all, that nothing under 600 square foot.
650 square foot is the smallest
650,
job.
okay,
Nothing.
I got it now. 650 square foot. Also, no repairs. He doesn't do anything like that. Let's make sure you understand that, okay? So nothing under 650 square foot, and no repairs. But he is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He does this since 1989. He knows his stuff. He's licensed, bonded, and insured. The website, you can see all the pictures up there as well. It is Pavers with an S and is all spelled out, more, LLC.com, valley-wide except for Maricopa Valley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I want to ask a couple of different things here. Do you do pools?
Yes, all the time we do pools. And I highly recommend if people are looking to build a pool, if they're comfortable and they're working with their builder, to allow us to do the coping and the decking, because all builders generally are subbing that out anyways, and you'll find that we will beat the price.
Okay,
And
so
you can get whatever material you want on it. We've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So we
obviously before the pool is built is best time, but what about people who have already built their pool or listening
That's-
thinking, well, I'd love to have that done?
that is the majority of them. And what we do when we do an existing pool, because all the spray-on coatings they have now don't last, because real cool deck has not been around for decades. So what we do in all those instances is we turn the pool off when we start, and the last thing we do is I bring someone in, we drain the pool, acid wash it, refill it, and put the chemicals back in so it looks brand new when we're done.
I bet you it's stunning. Now, again, that phone number to call is 602-550-0005. Pavers and more, LLC.com. Remember, he doesn't do anything under 650 square foot, no repairs, but he's licensed, bonded, and insured. He's legit. He's been doing this since 1989 in the Valley here, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He does free estimates, valley-wide except for Maricopa. Now, I want to talk about turf because I was like, why would we talk about that? But do you do turf?
We do a little bit of turf too. I mean, I don't advertise for it real heavily because there's so many people doing it, but the aspect of putting turf down is the same as pavers, doing the same base, the same compaction, the same screening, everything's the same. So we will do a bit of it, but I don't, I mean, I will only do the turf if there's at least 650 square foot of pavers involved in the job.
Right.
We're not into being a turf company. There's plenty of people out there.
That do
But
that.
to help people out, and we do the turf really reasonable price too. Less than a lot of turf companies.
What does it look like? Somebody calls you up and then, how does it start? You have to come there and talk to them, do an estimate and talk to them about what they want. And I'm sure once you start talking, they might say, wow, that's awesome. I would love to add this or that. How does it work?
Well, what's going to happen when I come there, again, first and foremost, grading, and making sure that that's going to be correct. Bring catalogs and whatnot. There's no bringing samples because there's so many, I'd need a semi to bring them. But I also want everybody, once they've looked at the catalogs, I really want them to go to a place to look at a display. And depending on where they're at in the valley, I'll tell them where they can go look, because you must see them live. You cannot pick out of a book.
Right.
Because they're not going to look you're not going to know what they look like. And
Right.
you need to see at least like a 5 foot by 5 foot section of them so you can see the variance in the colors. And
What's the most popular color? Is the granite right now the big thing?
it's slate, and more slate.
Yeah,
That's the
really
big
pretty.
deal right now.
I
yeah.
bet. It's got to be just beautiful. Do they mix it sometimes with stone too, or what? No, just do right straight play pavers.
Yeah, it's a slate pavers. They'll do the black borders and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of downtown where they're taking the older historic homes and those kind of homes. Not the historics, you can't do those, but in that area down there, it's a lot of people are going with the modern look, with the white and dark trim.
I
We
bet
just
you it's
did
gorgeous.
20,000 foot down there of artistic paver and regular paver combined with that.
Now, do you have somebody that is like must be you that comes in and does that with
I
them?
am the
helps
only
them?
person they will ever talk to. I do not have salespeople, because
Okay.
I have had 20 through the years, and in this industry, you will not get someone
If you want
that knows
something
what they're
done right,
doing.
do it yourself, right?
Well, there's no sense to someone selling this, because they're getting a 10% commission and they're doing all the work.
Right.
So
And
they
my-
don't sell.
My other question to you, though, when you sit down and talk to them, how do you decide how to design what it is that they are looking for?
Because I've done $50 million of landscaping through the years too, so I just know to listen to people. I ask you what you're looking for, and then I will give you, I've got ideas all day long. But that doesn't mean they're the right idea for you. But I'll put them out there. I'll give you a half dozen different ideas, and say, what do you like?
Let me ask you this: do you sketch it out with them, or does
No.
it just no? Do we lay them out at all and kind of show them, or do they do that when they go look at them?
When we start the jobs, I come. But what I do bring with me, if people want, I have upside down paint with me all the time, so I can actually mark spots. Because some people can't visualize it, obviously, because they don't do it all the time.
Right.
But I'll do whatever is needed to help them visualize it and stuff. So we will paint on the ground or whatever it's going to take so they can see it. And then also when the jobs start, because I have multiple crews, I'm always there for the start of the job.
Making
and,
sure that
and I
everything
lay it
goes
out
right.
again with the homeowner, because just to make sure it's all about service and more service, you know.
You know what? I think that's wonderful that you said that because, like you said, you're legit. You've been around for, since 1989, and he's valley-wide, but he doesn't go to Maricopa. But what he's saying is he's all about you, the customer, getting you what you want, you're being served, but also getting something beautiful at an affordable price, making sure that you're not getting stiffed by anyone, because he doesn't like that, that's for
Nope.
sure. You've been on tons of radio, you've done television as well. He's now here talking to us here. Write the number down, even if it isn't today. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know that would like something like this. Tell them about it. That's what I like about networking. That's what it is. Give him a call. That phone number is 602-550-0005. I was just thinking about real estate agents right now. You're talking to your people that you're trying to sell homes. You know, upgrade. What a great thing to do. Cheap and cheerful way to do that, right?
Yes, I worked with multiple real estate agents.
I bet.
And done not only their customers' homes, but theirs. I've
That's
been
right.
in it long enough where I've got multiple people. I'm doing a Frank Lloyd Wright house up in Troon here next year for a lady that's done 3 of them. And she's doing it as a flip. So, I mean, we do
There
all
you go.
levels.
That's another, we were talking about that before. People that flip homes, please give them a call. You guys can work and make them houses beautiful. That number again, 602-550-0005. The website is Pavers with an S and is spelled out morellc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Remember, he doesn't do anything under 650 square foot. No repairs, so just remember that. Again, but he's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Been around forever here. He does free estimates. You're going to make your homes look beautiful. Again, that number, 602-550-0005, valley-wide except for Maricopa. Again, check out all the pictures. It's on Pavers and more, LLC.com.
And Facebook